Here's the easiest way to improve your mental health. Candy is high in sugar, lowers your brain-derived neurotrophin factor, which BDNF is a Miracle-Gro protein for your brain. If you see this and think food, don't watch the rest of this video. Anything that you come across that's bioengineered is usually going to be stripped of dietary fiber and have a very high level of carbohydrates. The high ingredient foods with hyperpalatability make it super simple for you to overeat because no one's weighing out 39 grams of cereal. Like, I don't know about you, but back in the day, you're only supposed to eat 3 Oreos. You eat the whole row or go home. Once you start to view the grocery store as sugar, glucose, 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 just pure caffeine, and then some fats and oils, sugars on the end, it makes it much easier. You can reach logical conclusions. If too much sugar is bad for my brain-derived neurotrophin factor and it's mimicked in mental health medication, should I consume high fructose corn syrup when it is way more potent than regular sugar? So the first phrase, mind your gut and you keep your mind. And remember, bioengineered foods are not bioengineered to support gut microbiome health at all. If your belly is your brain and you are what you eat, why would you eat potato chips? It's just sugar and oil. Your taste buds go from here to here, but you're putting your food here and it communicates to here. So when you come across Lay's potato chips, you have your oil and you have your salt. I just watched a young kid walk down a shelf, probably maybe this high, grab a giant party-sized bag of Doritos, and the mom says, okay. So the programming begins at a very, very young age when you don't know if you're depressed or not. But when you become an adult, you can start to see trends. That Ritz crackers contain high fructose corn syrup. That your Christmas version of Oreos has red 40 and high fructose corn syrup. You enter the aisle of sugar, and that is on both sides of the aisle. It's just pure sugar here. If it's dark in color, it's usually going to have caramel kelp. Doesn't matter if it's root beer, you're going to see that the almost exact same ingredient profile is present in both of them. Then you start to see the alcoholic aisle, which alcohol kills bacteria. That's why they give us a swab before they give us a shot. At my lowest, I was consuming alcohol all the time. I wasn't following the 50 brain cell challenge, counting the ingredients that I was eating because I had no idea the effect they had on my gut health. When you start looking at real estate space, you can start doing the math. Okay, well, why does this have hydrogenated vegetable oils? And then also you're going to notice it's going to have its corn syrup, or usually high fructose corn syrup, which is interesting because not only is it corn syrup, but it's high fructose corn syrup. You start realizing none of this is food. It's just stuff that tastes good when we chew it, so we swallow it. Imagine if you isolated phosphoric acid and just drank that. It would burn your throat. You see lemon and lime, but when you look, there's absolutely no lemon or lime. But once again, if you isolate citric acid and you just drink citric acid, you're not going to like that. But when you combine it all together, it tastes good. So we enjoy it. It stimulates our dopamine, so we eat more of it. For instance, would you take turmeric and drink turmeric water? You probably wouldn't at all. See, now when we start venturing over into actual single ingredient foods, like fruits and vegetables, well, we have to spend time cooking our onions. It's not very convenient when the avocado is not ready to be eaten. You know, Christmas is here, right? Holiday food. If you follow the 50 brain cell challenge, you would never consume that because you know that's not real food and it's bioengineered. The man who spends $2 million a year on his health doesn't eat meat. Your Blue Zone diet individuals, your centurions, also don't as well. You have to take into account what were people eating before they decided to try a diet plan. Now, if it's any sort of consistent food consumption, they're going to feel better mentally. If your diet consists like mine of just processed foods, of course, who doesn't love the taste of bioengineered foods that came from genetically modified crop? That'll get you drooling. If you fix your sleep cycle and stop relying on a dependency to caffeine, think about it this way. If you don't sleep enough, your mental health goes to crap. If you eat too much sugar, your brain-derived neurotrophin factor goes down. But if you didn't sleep good enough and your gut health is bad, you wake up, you go to a coffee place, you get coffee, it coats the adenosine receptor in your brain, you're magically awake because you're actually not awake, but then you consume some sugar too as well, which is wake up, don't eat, let your glycogen deplete, because if you mind your gut, you keep your mind. And then all you have to start doing is paying attention. Acesulfame potassium, sucralose. Okay, sucralose, that ingredient repeats itself. You'll have a Monster Energy drink, and you'll have sucralose, which so many people will say, oh, it's harmless. But whenever I look into what they do, it doesn't seem as though they do gut microbiome testing. So of course, if you don't have the actual tests and data to back up that it's not good, you might think it is good. We never ate or drink 90% of these ingredients, and now that we are, We're having more health problems than ever. A $1 trillion industry, all off of consuming natural flavor. Think to yourself, what is this? You mix this with alcohol, right? It's just the same thing. It's high fructose corn syrup and Red 40. So if you've watched this far, I have a community. It's completely free. If TikTok's going to be banned, then join the community. 172-page paper written by our gut restoration dietitian with 111 different meals and a 30-day meal plan. There's a 12-week gut microbiome reset, a myofascial therapist, a microgreens grower, a mindset coach, a personal trainer. You're going to learn about grounding, fasting, breathing, meditation, subconscious affirmation. Because diets are not just food, they're information. And I promise you, the right words take you to the right place and the wrong words take you to the wrong place. And that place is just a space that's equal to the energy that you have that explains the mass in the universe. Next time you go to the grocery store, you might see what you think is vegetables until you go here and realize it's bioengineered and comes from bioengineered crops. And then it has your cyanocobalamin and not your methyl version. So just ask yourself, would I drink a whole cup of Red 40? If you watch this far, we both know the answer. And honestly, just like kind of sidebar, when I come to Walmart, I think to myself, I'm like, it's Christmas, okay, great, but what is this? Just literal multiple oils and then a Keller blend, now they call it. Like the way you read this is vegetable oil, then in parentheses is like, okay, it's containing cotton, corn, soy, and sunflower, and then the Keller blend, that's like the other ingredient, and it's a mix of like yellow, blue, phosphoric acid. What they put that in soda, and it's like, how are they mixing soda ingredients into chips? What? And trust me, the diet plan is cost effective, because if you're fasting, you're not even eating any food. And for me, I would eat every other day just to save money. That's where I began, and I'm not sure where you'll begin, but you know where to find it. And if you enjoyed this video, follow for more. See ya.